Have you guys ever seen Paquito players do this? Or have you ever seen a streamer's reaction to getting one hit?
Bro,
How about a streamer's reaction to a Paquito absolutely destroying them?
if you don't lie, I'm not mana. Oh my fucking god. Holy fucking shit.
Well, as a Global 55 Paquito, what if I told you that after this video you're gonna be able to play him like me? Anyways, let's get right into it. So Paquito's passive is Champ Stance. Every time you use 3 skills, he gets a red bar, and it allows him to use another skill ignoring cooldowns. Another thing about Paquito's passive is that it gives him a movement speed boost after Champ Stance activates, using any of the skills. The final thing I want to mention before we get into anything is that your skill 1 and skill 2, if you're standing on top of an enemy, will hit them, but if you're standing on top of an enemy with skill 3, it won't. So keep this in mind if you're trying to run away. Now let's talk about how Paquito's skills work, starting with Heavy Left Punch, his skill 1. He throws a punch in the target direction, giving him a shield, and if you're in Champ Stance, the shield's value just increases. Paquito's skill 2 is called Jab. He will throw a jab in a target direction, and upon hitting an enemy he will stop dashing and inflict the damage, and if you're in Champ Stance, the damage is increased. Paquito's ultimate is called Knockout Strike. He will throw an elbow strike in the target direction, knocking back enemies' hit, and then throws a haymaker that will slow enemies. If you're in Champ Stance, the haymaker becomes an uppercut that airbornes enemies. Before we get into Paquito's combos, there's some basic combo rules. Never use 3+1, as you will always miss your skill 1 afterwards. And on the other hand, have fun with the freestyle. As long as you do 2+1 in any part of the combo, you will always be able to land whatever combo you want. Just to show you guys what I'm talking about, pay attention to how after my skill 3, I'm out of range to land my skill 1. And that's the basic gist of it. Now let's get into some recommended combos. The first one we have is 2-2-1-3-2. This is a really good quick burst damage combo. It's the fastest way to burst enemies. After this, we have the 3-2-1-3-2 combo. This is great for anyone who has mobility or dash, as you're always going to be able to stun them before they can use it. Next, we have the 3-2-1-3-3. This is always great for stun locking enemies in teamfights or on objectives. Finally, we have the shield combo, which is 1-1-3-2-1, and this is going to give you a lot of shield. Paquito has 3 different good builds, and I'm going to leave them here on screen. You can use every single one of them in different scenarios. The first build will make you one-hit your enemies, the second build will make you unkillable, and the third build you can use in jungle, either using War Axe as your second, or using Sky Piercer as your second. Do not build them both though. I suggest going Immortality if you're going to go with Sky Piercer, and if you're going to go with War Axe, I suggest Immortality instead still as your final item. Before we get into anything else, let's look at the flicker combos, using skill 2 in flicker and using skill 3 in flicker. You can move your flicker in any direction. It can be forwards, backwards, sideways, diagonally. Doesn't matter, you're always going to be able to do it on Paquito. This applies to both his second skill and his first skill. Here you're just seeing some examples of me using both of them, so you guys can get a better grasp on how I do it. You release the skill and then immediately flicker. If you have problems with moving the flicker button itself, you can always tap it until you learn. Tapping it isn't always the best though, because in a situation there's multiple enemies, it can literally flicker you into the middle of a bush somewhere for absolutely no reason and make you look like a total dumbass, so I suggest taking the time to learn them. Now we're going to split the video into 2 different categories. So we're first going to talk about jungle Paquito, and then we're going to talk about Paquito on EXP lane. Starting off with Paquito in jungle, his level 4 burst is absolutely insane, and to further this, his level 4 clear is amazing. His first skill is amazing for objective contests, and his second skill is even better for retry confirming. You can see here that I survived because of my first skill and managed to take the turtle. Crazy play, right? And these are the kind of things that Paquito does in jungle. Easily bursting people 3 minutes into the game as if they're nothing, getting rid of everybody on the map, and having the mobility to escape certain combos. These are the kind of things that Paquito will do for you as a jungler. Paquito is one of those heroes that even if the enemy has a farm gap, you're typically going to be able to still one-shot combo them. You're not going to be able to press your skill 2 times and kill them, but you're going to be able to one-hit them with a full combo such as the 2-2-1-3-2 combo. And this is one of the things that makes him an amazing jungler, because even in the worst of situations, you're still able to make a difference for your team. And when you're ahead, stuff like what happened to this Kagura and now to this Cho is going to be happening to the entire enemy team. And honestly, you're going to have a lot of moments like this. Holy shit. Paquito on EXP lane is a different ballgame though. The thing about him on EXP is now you've unlocked Flicker or Vengeance. So if you're playing him with a sustain build, having Vengeance makes him unkillable. It's actually such a problem in the late game. But with Flicker, you're able to make a lot of really crazy plays where you can flicker onto people from a distance, you can flicker onto an enemy who is low HP behind their tank. There's a lot of different things that you can do. With Paquito on EXP lane currently in the meta, there's a lot of different heroes that can fully counter him. Phoveus is a great example of this. This hero will make him absolutely useless. So there's a few different things that you can do. You can either cut the lane in this matchup and constantly rotate, or what you can do is just rotate while he's freezing you in lane and not care and go help your team somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, why waste the time there, right? There's a lot of different macro decisions you can make, and especially in these weaker matchups where you're able to win more of them, for example versing a Guinevere, or for example versing a Zilong or a Mincetar in this case, there's a lot of different things that you can do to bully them on lane and progress your farming speed even quicker. He is just such a great fighter hero. On the other hand, you can see how strong his first skill is at constantly keeping him alive, and with a sustained build, not only will your first skill give you a shield, but you'll also get spell vamp from it. So it's up to you. If I suggest playing Paquito on EXP lane with sustain build when you are first picking him up. After this, I suggest playing him with the one-shot build because nothing is more satisfying than 2-tapping people in this game. Honestly, the biggest skill cap on Paquito is going to be understanding 1. His damage output with what items he has, and 2. What skills to use in what scenarios. Once you get these 2 things down pat, absolutely nothing is going to be stopping you. Anyways though, let's get into the next part of this video. So I have not posted a video on EXP lane in a while, so the final part of this video is going to be a gameplay. I believe most of you will want to play him on EXP since having Flicker is definitely more fun than playing him with Retri, even though you'll technically win more games with Jungle Paquito. There's a reason why my win rate in ranked with 360 matches is a 60%, because for me it was a bit sweeter to get those Flicker skill 2s off than it was to win games. Now my mentality's changed, I'm going to be pushing that up to an 80 very soon. Now this gameplay won't be perfect, and that is intentional. Now in this game we're versus Yuzong, so we can either fight him in lane or we can rotate faster than him, so it's entirely up to you. Me personally, if I don't feel confident enough to win laning phase, I will rotate. On the other hand, if I just feel like doing other things on the map, I will choose to cut and rotate instead. So it's going to be a good gameplay to showcase how fast Paquito can cut lanes, how to cut lanes properly, and not just that, how to eventually snowball your enemy. So let's get right into it. You can see that both Yuzong and I let the minions clear. Now that I have my level 2 though, I want to try and fast clear and rotate. So all we're gonna do is clear this lane ASAP and go do other things on the map. In the end, we just decide to go and high cut this lane since we can, because YSS started blue and he's probably top lane by now, which now you can actually see on the minimap. So what we can do is we can go mid lane here and get level 4, we can try to gank the Sicilian, we can even take some of the enemy's jungle camps because of how good Paquito's clear is, but the best choice here is to go mid lane and to get my level 4 ASAP. That way there's actually a chance I'll be able to potentially even kill Yuzong during the laning phase before he even gets his ultimate. Even though I could have fully committed this combo onto Sicilian, I didn't want to risk it because I didn't know where YSS and Yuzong was. If I decided to do it, I would have been able to flicker out afterwards, yes, but I wanted to save my flicker, and obviously this was a wrong choice. Honestly, even global players make mistakes. That's why I wanted to show this gameplay, because despite some of my minor mistakes that I make in this game, I still managed to fully snowball. And that's why I want you guys to watch this, because it's going to give you the confidence to realize that, hey, I'm allowed to make mistakes. I don't need to play a completely perfect gameplay. Well, so much for the EXP gameplay because my Ruby decided to go bot lane for some reason. Anyways though, we can easily dominate this Hanabi, and we can just continue to keep scaling. I simply flickered here because I didn't feel like taking too much more damage, and we're still very easily able to kill this Hanabi. How about we just skip over this because this is going to happen a few more times. Let's get into where it gets a bit more juicy. Now, whenever someone asks me why I like Paquito and EXP lane more, well, it's because of flicker and because of sequences like this. Absolutely brutal, isn't it? Oh my god. Anyways, there's really not much more to be talked about here. I'm just gonna do a little highlight reel for anyone who wants to keep watching, but I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I really hope that you consider Paquito as a new hero to pick up. I had a lot of people asking me whether or not he is still meta, and I was telling everyone that he's not meta, he's a solid B tier, but I actually think that he's A tier, and that's due to the fact that I've played 15 games in a row on him, and I've won 14. It's an absolutely insane record, is it not? And it's single-handedly because of how much everyone underestimates his damage. When he was in the meta, everyone remembered, but when he falls out of the meta, everyone forgets that he's able to brutalize teams the way that he does. Either way though, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You really thought I was gone, huh? I'ma leave this here for anyone who stayed. Always focus priority targets. Always focus the mage, marksman, and jungler. The people that you can one-shot in a match, you want to always focus them. If you made it this far, comment pack is back. And on top of this, make sure to leave a comment telling me what hero you want me to make a guide like this on next. For real though now, I'll see you guys in the next one.